Hello guys, welcome back to our anime moments. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of BTTH The Flame Emperor Part 2 based on novel. So let's start. The second is my request. Have you seen the Golden Dragon King in front of you? Torsha Goody suddenly said with guilt, and there were obviously other flavors in his voice. Torsha, you and my brothers, you don't have to blame yourself like this. Since it was what I decided, I have never regretted it. The Golden Dragon King said to the ancient Emperor Torsha, even in the state of his soul, the eyes of the Golden Dragon King looking at the ancient Emperor Torsha firmly, he did not move a bit. When our great thousand worlds retreated, if you hadn't led the Dragon Clan to support, where would there be such an old bone as me? Jinlong, you treated me like this, and it was a charge of betrayal of the whole clan. I really feel sorry for it. This time I will let you, my disciple Xiao Yan atones for me. I'm really sorry for you. Ancient Emperor Torsha's eyes were full of guilt, and there was a hint of apology in his mouth. Brother? Xiao Yan muttered to himself. It seems that there seems to be a deep relationship between the Master and the Golden Dragon King, but now, although Xiao Yan is puzzled and does not ask many questions, he continues to listen to Torsha Goody said. Jinlong, you don't have to argue with me. Listen to me, my teacher and I have planted the seal of reincarnation, and we will wake up in the next battle. The most urgent task now is you. You must first recast your body, and then go to the Dragon Clan to clear the charges, and restore your strength to the peak in order to cope with the next catastrophe. The Master predicted before he fell asleep that the next time may be the final end. Good brother, it is the greatest luck to have you in this life. This time, it is my disciple to protect you. The ancient Emperor Torsha sounded softly in Jinlong's mind. After all, nothing was said, and the brotherhood, needless to say, was in the hearts of the two of them. After comforting his good brother, Emperor Torsha continued to talk to Xiao Yan. These two arduous tasks will be handed over to you, Xiao Yan. We believe that you will succeed. When you succeed, it will be the time for us to wake up. When that time comes, we will recreate the glory with you, and we will kill you together. Evil clan from outside the territory. Ancient Emperor Torsha looked at Xiao Yan expectantly. This is a reward for you to be promoted to Do Emperor as a teacher. Jinlong, you should live in there and assist Xiao Yang in the future. A seemingly simple ring on his finger fell towards Xiao Yang's hand. This ring is called Emperor Flame Ring, and there is about 100 feet of space in it. There are some other medicine pills and fighting skills I have learned. There is also a space charm for first aid. When encountering an invincible enemy, quickly crush it and you can escape far away, especially that extraterritorial evil race. In addition, I also kept the soul clone in the important mission I mentioned and some secrets you want to know. When you collect the corresponding strange fire or the strength reaches the corresponding level, you will gradually know it. When you are strong enough, you can know it by touching it with your soul. Remember to keep this ring safe. Emperor Torsha said solemnly to Xiao Yang. Look at the 100 jong space in the ring, there are many things in the medicine scroll material. Xiao Yang's heart was violently shocked. The usual space for accepting the ring is only a few feet. Generally, there are special people who are better. Only those made of special materials have a space of more than 10 feet. If this space of 100 feet is put up for auction on the mainland, what kind of scene will it be? Of course, Xiao Yang is not really stupid enough to sell it. Then Xiao Yang said solemnly, Don't worry, Master, I will definitely protect this ring. Is it an alien race? It seems that even his own master hates these people to the core. The black figure before should also be considered an alien race. The strength is really strong. Xiao Yang asked himself based on his current strength. It is impossible to beat him, but self-defense is not a problem. You are still young and have unlimited potential. My master and I both believe in you. My mission can be considered completed. This soul should dissipate. The illusory soul of Emperor Torsha slowly turned into stars. Dispersed, with bursts of relief on his face. Respectful farewell to the master. Xiao Yang solemnly kowtowed 3 times at the place where the ancient Emperor Torsha's soul avatar disappeared, And Jinlong looked at the disappeared soul of the ancient Emperor Tuosha, and murmured to himself, in that case, you are waiting for me, and I will also add a heavy touch to this world. After a long time, Xiao Yan, who was the first to react, clasped his fists towards Jinlong and said, Senior, I don't know what we should do now. Fuck. I'm your master's brother, I have such a youngest and a senior, I'm called Shizu. The golden dragon soul in front of him complained to Xiao Yan. Master. Yes, that's good. He laughed and got into the Emperor Flame Ring in Xiao Yan's hand. I believe that Tuoshi also told you just now that the real Fenju cultivation method has been recorded in your mind. Now I will tell you that our dragon family is a giant in this world. If you have a chance in the future, you will naturally know that I have not been to the Dochi continent of your lower plains, but I heard Tuosha say that your lower plains call unusual flames, different fires. Call these strange flames born between heaven and earth, holy flames. The Golden Dragon King was entrenched in the ring and faced Xiao Yang. Xingyang? I don't know what's the difference between it and my strange fire. Xiao Yang listened to what the Golden Dragon King said, and always felt that there was a slight difference between the two. It's really smart. Yes, there is a difference between the two. The so-called extraordinary fire is an ordinary flame, most of which do not have too high intelligence. As long as they can withstand its violent power, they can be subdued. But holy fire, Yang, is different. They have been cultivated to give birth to wisdom that is not inferior to human beings, and even the powerful, sacred Yang has already established itself as a party's overlord. Xiao Yang listened to the Golden Dragon King, and couldn't help but feel a little worried. Can such a powerful, holy flame still be swallowed? But it's actually not difficult to conquer them. The Golden Dragon King smiled, clearly seeing Xiao Yang's worries. The more powerful the power, the more expensive the price. It is because of the sanctions of heaven and earth that we have a chance. You know, every monster, or monster race, or a flame born from heaven and earth, has a long lifespan, but heaven and earth do not allow this kind of supernatural existence, so we made a rule that we must break through our own shackles every 100,000 years. The so-called baptism is 10 deaths and no life. Back then, when I was young and arrogant, I only realized how terrible the scourge was when I broke through a certain scourge. That time I thought it was the real death. It's me. The Golden Dragon King recalled. So it is, but the master doesn't have to blame himself too much, who is not frivolous when he is young. Xiao Yan listened to the Golden Dragon King in the ring and clearly felt the warmth spread to his fingers. The same is true of Yun Lanzhou. There are 36 species on the Holy Flame list. They are scattered throughout the world. Ordinary people only know that it can be swallowed up as an assistant for refining medicine pills, but they don't know that it is the nemesis of the abominable alien race. The 36 kinds of holy flames correspond to the 36 evil races outside the territory, and the existence of each source fire is an existence that can completely suppress the strength of the evil race outside the territory. The war 10,000 years ago was precisely because of these holy flames in our great thousand worlds have given us tremendous help. The top 3 holy flames have all fallen into reincarnation and slumber. You know so much, and I will naturally explain it to you when you encounter it. The Golden Dragon King said solemnly. Let's go, we should go too, and take you to see this great world. The Golden Dragon King looked at Xiao Yang with a smile. How could I disobey your request, Tuosha? Xiao Yang in front of him heard what the Golden Dragon King said. Although it was an understatement, Xiao Yang could feel the hardships of that battle. If that day really comes, I will do my best. Immediately, without being hypocritical, he strode out of the ancient cave. Dacian world? Just let me Xiao Yang come to meet you. Xiao Yang looked into the distance firmly. It's still a while from the passage from Dongfu to the New World. I think you don't know the rules of the New World. I'll tell you in detail now. The Golden Dragon King's gentle voice sounded in Xiao Yang's ears. Master, please tell me. Xiao Yang was about to ask this question, but he didn't expect Master to be so understanding. The continent we are going to is called Do-Di continent. There are no various types of magic that are commonly seen in novels, and Do-Chi is the only main theme of the continent. On this continent, the cultivation of Do Qi has almost reached its peak with the efforts of countless generations, and due to the continuous reproduction of Do Qi, it has even spread to the people. Daily life has become closely related, so the importance of vindictiveness in the mainland has become irreplaceable. Because of the extreme multiplication of Do Qi, it has also led to the differentiation of countless Do Qi cultivation methods from this main line. The so-called Han has lengths, and the differentiated Do Qi cultivation methods are naturally strong and weak. After summarizing the statistics, the Do Qi continent where Xiao Yan was before divided the levels of Do Qi Gong techniques into 4 and 12 levels from high to low, heaven, earth, Xian, Huang. And each level is divided into 3 levels, elementary, middle, and high. The new continent Dudi continent, which has been promoted now, has added the levels of Do Qigong to the previous foundation as immortal, saint, and god, and each level is divided into beginner, middle, high, and third. The level of the fighting Qigong technique practiced is also the key to determining the level of success in the future. For example, people who practiced intermediate level Xian level exercises in the Do Qi continent are naturally a bit stronger than those of the same level who practiced high level Huang level exercises. In Do Di continent, the distinction between strength and weakness depends on 3 conditions. First of all, the most important thing is of course your own strength. If your own strength is only at the level of a 1-star Do Zun, then even if you are cultivating a rare cultivation technique at the high level of the sky, it will be difficult for you to defeat a Do Sheng who cultivates an earth-level cultivation technique. Secondly, it is the cultivation technique. For a powerhouse of the same level, if your skill level is much higher than the opponent's, then during the test, you will know all the advantages at a glance. The last one is called fighting skills. As the name suggests, this is a special skill for exerting Do Qi. Do skills are above the Do Qi continent and also have different levels. Generally speaking, they are also divided into 4 levels of heaven, earth, and yellow, and each level is further divided into low level, intermediate level and advanced. On the Do Di continent, the level division is also the 3rd level of Immortal Holy Spirit, and each level is divided into 4 levels, low level, intermediate level, high level, and peak. There are countless fighting skills on the Do Di continent, but most of the popular fighting skills that have been circulated are only around the prefecture level. If you want to acquire more advanced fighting skills, you must join a sect or a Do Qi academy on the mainland. Of course, some of the exercises left by the predecessors who rely on adventures, or have their own matching fighting skills, such fighting skills evolved from the exercises, when combined with each other, the power is stronger. Only by relying on these 3 conditions can we judge which is stronger and which is weaker. Generally speaking, if you can have a high-level Do Qigong method, the benefits in the future will be self-evident. However, it is very difficult for ordinary people to obtain advanced Do Qi cultivation techniques. The exercises that are circulated in ordinary classes are at most only earth-level exercises. Some relatively powerful families or small and medium-sized sects should have heaven-level cultivation methods. Above the celestial rank is the immortal rank, but perhaps only those transcendent forces and great empires can possess such profound cultivation techniques. As for the Holy Order, it hasn't appeared for hundreds of years. Theoretically speaking, if ordinary people want to obtain advanced exercises, it is basically as difficult as reaching the sky. However, nothing is absolute. The Do Di continent is vast, with thousands of ethnic groups, and the northern part of the continent. In the southern part of the continent, there are also various high-level warcraft families with extremely high IQs, and there are also the dark races famous for their strangeness and viciousness, and so on. Due to the vast territory, there are also many unknown and unknown hermits. After their lives come to an end, they are withdrawn and may hide the exercises they created in their lives somewhere, waiting for those who are destined to take them. There is a saying, if one day you fall off a cliff or a cave, don't panic, take 2 steps forward, maybe you will become a strong man. These words are not false. In the history of the mainland for nearly 1,000 years, there is no general story of becoming a strong man by relying on adventures. The consequence of this story is that it has created a large number of dreamers who wait on the edge of the cliff every day, preparing to jump off the cliff to obtain a peerless exercise. Of course, most of these people return with broken arms and broken legs. In short, Do Qi continent is a continent full of miracles and miracles. Secondly, you should also know that in Do D continent, not everyone is a strong Do D continent. In fact, Do D continent is the same as your Do Chi continent. It takes every effort to cultivate in order to advance to a stronger realm. The Do D continent is the upper plane after all. The spiritual energy of heaven and earth is much stronger than your lower planes, so the people here cultivate faster. Generally speaking, most of the ordinary people can reach the level of Do Sun, and some talented people will reach Do Sheng. As for Emperor Do, it is not a big one, only small family power, royal family or some big sects have it. Of course there are some old monsters who are hidden from the world and willing to be powerful, but there are no absolutes in the world. Powerful families are so talented the older generation also has Do D in charge. The currency of Do D continent is gold, silver and copper. 100 copper is equal to 1 silver, and 100 silver is equal to 1 gold. In general, the hierarchy of Do Di Dalu is, from low to high, Do Di Do Xiang, Do Shen. Each rank is divided into 9 stars, from 1 star to 9 stars. Each star is divided into the early stage, middle stage, late stage, and consummation. Above the 9 stars, it is the 9th turn, and 99 return to 1, before you can step into the next realm. There has always been a rumor that fights immortals, fights gods, dominates the world, reincarnations, the great 1,000 worlds. The 10th rank is the emperor, the 9th rank of the emperor is the immortal, and the one who exists is the god. Alchemist, it is divided into 1st grade emperor, 2nd grade emperor, 3rd grade emperor, and each rank is further divided into 3 grades of elixir of heaven and earth. Immortal rank 4, immortal rank 5, immortal rank 6, saint rank 7, saint rank 8, saint rank 9, and the legendary 10th rank are divine pills, which have always been just legends, and no one has seen them at all. Soul power, the soul of the emperor is divided into ordinary, heaven, earth, entering the virtual realm. For levels, the fairyland soul is divided into entry, perception, fusion. The holy realm is divided into stepping into the virtual, refined, holy. The asterisk realm is not too much excessively detailed division. Cultivation level, immortal rank, holy rank, god rank. Low level, intermediate level, high level, complete. Fighting skill level, immortal holy spirit 3 levels. Each level is divided into low level, intermediate level, high level, and peak level 4. As for the level of monsters on the Do Di continent, there are 3 levels of emperor, immortal, and god, and each level is 10th level. It is rumored that monsters who break through the 10th rank of the emperor can transform into human beings to practice again. Because of the long lifespan of monsters, they can choose freely, but after the monsters break through the emperor, every rank will attract divine condemnation. A careless, serious injury, serious damage. So transforming humans can avoid this problem very well. Legend has it that Warcraft can be transformed into a humanoid and can also be promoted to the god of fighting. Just don't know if it's true or not. Xiao Yan listened to the words of the Golden Dragon King. His mind was buzzing, there was too much information. Colleagues also began to look forward to this new continent. A new beginning. After speaking, he looked at the sky outside the passage with a confident smile on his lips. The endless sky and the earth, the blue sky occasionally chirps like birds and beasts, and if you look closely, space is slightly distorted, and a young man with a thin body and a heavy back emerges from it. In the sky, who is this not Xiao Yang? Is this the Do Di continent? Sure enough, there is a lot of Emperor's origin Qi. Xiao Yang also found that the Emperor's origin Qi and the heaven and earth spiritual Qi of Do Qi continent didn't seem to be much different, so he didn't pay too much attention. Xiao Yang stood in the sky out of thin air and carefully felt this piece of Do Di continent, and found that the spiritual energy of heaven and earth on this continent was several times more powerful and abundant than the previous Do Qi continent. No wonder it can be called an upper plane. Master, where are we going now? The Golden Dragon King did not stop Xiao Yang and let him experience the atmosphere of the new continent in the sky of this new continent. Do Di continent is divided into 4 relatively independent continents, south, east, and northwest. Next, we should go to the northernmost continent, which is also the weaker continent on Do Di continent, because I have some personal affairs to deal with, and there are some things that are impressive. The existence of sacred flame has been around for so many years, I really don't know if it's okay. The Golden Dragon King pondered with nostalgia. Holy Yang? Xiao Yan's heart seemed to be burning hot again, just like when he was looking for a strange fire. Land down first. Many of the skies in this continent are ruled by the state, and the sky is strictly forbidden, otherwise we will be in trouble. The voice of the Golden Dragon King came from the ring. When Xiao Yan heard the words, he was stunned, and immediately flew towards the ground. Looking at your young age, if you tell the location of the treasure pavilion, then we can let you go. Otherwise, look at your tender flesh, these brothers here will not let you go. The man with a ferocious face said to a woman in front of him who seemed to be helpless. After he finished speaking, he looked at the men who were smiling evilly behind him. I don't even know where the treasure pavilion is. I'm just a servant of the Mu family. How can I know? You should ask the people of the Mu family. The woman was obviously wronged. The man with fierce eyes, even his voice was slightly faint. Ask the Mu family? We all came from the Mu family. The head of the Mu family said before he died that you took away the blueprints of the treasure pavilion. What else do you have to say? The leading man growled. Said to the woman in front of him. If you want to kill, why do you need so many excuses for nonsense? The woman also saw that the person in front of her was just looking for so many excuses to kill herself, and there was no such thing as a treasure map. Go. First, take off all her clothes, and search for the ring. The men behind him looked at the woman in front of them with fiery eyes. Qingji's face and 3,000 blue silks were hanging down, and everyone with a small waist and white skin was watching. The same drool. It's really not as good as a beast. The young woman stroked the only decoration on her hand, which was the only thing her mother had left for her, and then her eyes became much firmer, preferring jade to be broken rather than tile. Woman's eyes. Xiao Yang, wait, go to the east of you, I feel a vaguely familiar aura looming, hurry up. The Golden Dragon King in the ring said to Xiao Yang, he could make himself feel the aura of déjà vu, or it was a former enemy, or just a former friend. Obviously there will be no strong aura on the border of this continent, so the result is obviously the latter. Only then did he roar at Xiao Yang. Boom boom boom. Just when the woman was about to meet the vicious hands of everyone, when she was taking action to protect her chastity, Xiao Yang arrived in time, and Xiao Yi seemed to see that none of them were good people because of their behavior. With a bit of anger, the strange fire spread out in an instant, knocking down all the weaker ones. Maybe even Xiao Yang didn't realize that since the mysterious rune lighted up on Xiao Yi's forehead on the way to Do D continent, she has gradually become humanized. Yi rarely speaks. Who is your excellency? This girl is our target. If you want to be a hero to save the beauty, you're looking for the wrong person. Come on, brothers. The man in the lead instantly turned gloomy and looked at Xiao Yang, who was about to die in front of him, with disdain. Young Xia, be careful. Their leader is a 6-star fighting saint. The woman was very grateful to Xiao Yang for saving her, but she also knew the strength of these people who were chasing her, and didn't want to involve Xiao Yang's innocent life, so she hurriedly warned her. But what the woman didn't expect was that in the blink of an eye, Xiao Yang instantly killed the few people who were still in front of her. The remaining man looked at Xiao Yang in fear and shouted for mercy. This is an elixir. If you're not afraid that I will poison you, just take it. It can relieve your wounds very well. Xiao Yang handed a healing elixir and a topical medicine to the girl, who was still determined in her eyes. Looked at the blood flowing from the girl's calf and couldn't help feeling a little distressed, completely ignoring the man in front of him and a few remaining subordinates. My own first-hand brothers are also a group of fighting saints. Although they do not work very hard in their cultivation, they are under the leadership of their 6-star fighting saints to pick up some tasks every now and then to make a living. But the strange thing is that when Xiao Yang appeared in front of him, the vindictive energy in his body seemed to solidify, especially the milky white figure made him sweat cold. Thank you. After saying that, the girl did not hesitate. She picked up Xiao Yang's mobile phone and swallowed it directly. After taking the medicine, she put it on her wound, and her wound solidified within a few seconds of applying it. Now, I even feel a trace of warmth in the wound repairing my wound. This is definitely a high-level medicine pill. The young woman was shocked. Why are so many of you chasing a weak woman? Xiao Yan asked with a smile. Young master, spare your life. We homeless prodigal sons have no choice but to go to Mu's house this time to collect some money. But who would have thought that when we just went to their Mu's house would have been bloodbathed long ago. It's the same. There is a lot of smoke everywhere. Even the remaining servants are not spared. We are also threatened by some mysterious people. I heard that she has a map of the treasure pavilion on her body, so... The man looked at Xiao Yang in horror. Xiao Yang also knew this. The man did not lie, because a person does not dare to lie when he is extremely frightened. Many thanks for your life-saving grace. The woman knelt down and kowtowed to Xiao Yang when she saw the situation at this time. Get up, you don't need to be so polite. Although Xiao Yang didn't know why the Golden Dragon King asked himself to save the one-star fighting saint in front of him, there must be a reason for the Golden Dragon King. Whatever you do with this person is up to you. Xiao Yang turned around and said to the woman. Ngong, let's just let him go. In fact, they have no choice but to. I didn't know who my parents were since I was born. As far back as I can remember, I only knew the ring on my hand was the only clue to find them. Anyway, the Mu family has nurturing me. Maybe I am too weak now, but I will avenge the Mu family. He clenched his small fist and said resolutely. If you have anything, just say it. Xiao Yang just wanted to leave when he saw that the matter in front of him was resolved. Because of his tenderness towards the enemy, he sometimes killed himself, but he saw the woman who was extremely embarrassed and hesitating as if she had something to say. Look. Ngong, I know that you are a good person. The Mu family has been destroyed. I am helpless now. Although it is a bit presumptuous, can I accompany you? I can do laundry and cook anything. And I want to investigate this matter. But I will always follow my benefactor if I have my wish. After hesitating, he looked at Xiao Yang, the last straw of life, with anticipation. Indeed, the Mu family was destroyed. Where is there a place for yourself? The weak will be bullied, the weak will not be able to protect what they want to protect, the weak will not be able to find their biological parents. I must become stronger. The woman looked at Xiao Yang firmly, which reminded Xiao Yang of himself back then, and the woman in front of him was very similar to himself back then. Get up, I promise you. Xiao Yang said helplessly. He was also walking the continent to find a way to become stronger, and he had to find solutions to his responsibilities and many mysteries. Isn't it a burden to bring this girl? When Xiao Yang wanted to refuse, the Golden Dragon King said to Xiao Yang, just bring her. You will definitely be grateful for your decision in the future, to be able to meet such a rare one here. The vague statement was not clear, and then Xiao Yang agreed. Ngong, my name is Qing Yuan. I don't know the name of Ngongzun. The girl named Qing Yuan asked Xiao Yang happily. Originally, Qing Yuan didn't just believe in the pills and help of strangers. Maybe such a hypocrite would be even more terrifying. He had heard of such a person in the Mu family before, but what makes Qing Yuan strange is that since Xiao Yang with the appearance of Xiao Yang, Qing Yuan felt a kindness that he had never had before, and there seemed to be a voice in Qing Yuan's heart saying, follow the person in front of you. That's why Qing Yuan was born. The scene where he ate Xiao Yang's medicinal pill without hesitation and begged Xiao Yang to take him in. Qing Yuan, don't call me benefactor, it's just a little effort, my name is Xiao Yang. Out of trust in the Golden Dragon King, Xiao Yang directly told Qing Yuan his name without being pretentious. Moreover, from the words and shock of the Golden Dragon King, Xiao Yang could feel that Qing Yuan a few years ago seemed to be very difficult. Then how can I do it? The benefactor has saved my life, and Qing Yuan will always remember it. The etiquette can't be messed up. If the benefactor doesn't dislike it, I will call you Brother Xiao Yang in the future. Qing Yuan was cautiously blushing. He looked at Xiao Yang, for fear that he would reject him. Okay. Xiao Yang said helplessly. Xiao Yang knew very well that he was not a good person. If it wasn't for the Golden Dragon King who spoke out to save this girl, or she would have been poisoned already. But since he decided to help Qing Yuan, he would not let her feel this homeless feeling again. Ngong, do you have a place to go now? If not, let's go to investigate the Mu family. Qing Yuan looked at Xiao Yang very happily because Xiao Yang agreed to take him in. Qing Yuan, do you know the situation around here? I went out for a walk alone and wanted to go to a nearby city to buy some medicine pills and maps for emergencies. Looking at Qing Yuan, whose eyes were slightly red, Xiao Yang asked embarrassedly, to investigate the matter of the Mu family, of course, to know some forces in this continent. I know. I'm afraid that I can't help Brother Xiao Yang to add to your burden. The girl seemed to be laughing through tears as she spoke. Qingcheng, located at the foot of the Monster Beast Mountains, is also the border of the Xianling continent. As the boundary of the mainland and the foot of the Warcraft Mountains, this also created the prosperity of Qingcheng in this radius of a few hundred miles. With Xiao Yang's current speed, it only took a few minutes to get to Qingcheng, but Qing Yuan's ankle was injured, so he slowed down a bit. Brother Xiao Yang, why are you alone? Are you so powerful that you came out to travel? Qing Yuan asked lively and excitedly, apparently like 100,000 whys. That's right. By the way, Qing Yuan, what are the special forces on this Xianling continent? Xiao Yang asked while looking at Qing Yuan. Walking in an unfamiliar country, it's best to figure out who can offend and who can't, so as not to cause trouble. Originally, Xiao Yang planned to ask his master, the Golden Dragon King, but how could he use the Golden Dragon King's own words? I can't remember these small cities at all, small cities. Xiao Yang was sweating profusely, so he couldn't help asking Qing Yuan. The Xianling continent is divided into two major families, humans and monsters. I don't know the power of monsters. As for the power of human beings, they are roughly divided into one country, 2 pavilions, 3 valleys, and 4 sects. Of course, there are some equally powerful forces, but only a few people. I know. Qing Yuan pondered for a while and said, in the Xianling continent, the country's dominance has reached its peak. After the royal family ruled the Xianling continent, some powerful forces were born in this land, but they still surrendered. Under the coercion of the royal family, such a powerful force is of course dissatisfied with the rule of the royal family, but after the resistance, the voice of opposition gradually disappeared, because it is said that the royal family has a fighting immortal in charge. Doxian? This Xianling continent is really a crouching tiger, hidden dragon. Xiao Yang secretly said that the power of the royal family in this Xianling continent is strong, and his current strength should be in the early stage of the 3-star Do Di, but he is still a long way from that Do Xian. There is a long way to go, but Xiao Yang is not discouraged. He still understands the truth that one cannot eat a big fat man. One country is the royal family. It is said that the royal family is very powerful. In the face of the forces opposed to its own rule, it once adopted an attitude of disappearing. Only then can there be unity. And the 2 pavilions are the Fenxiang Pavilion and the Wanhua Pavilion, which is strange to say. The Fenxiang Pavilion is very strict in accepting apprentices, only accepting people with fire attributes, and they must be men. There is no woman in the pavilion. It seems that the yang is prosperous and the yin is declining, and the Wanhua Pavilion is not so harsh, but it is also opposed to the Fenxiang Pavilion. In general, Wanhua only accepts women. It is rumored that the pavilion master of Wanhua and the pavilion owner of Fenxiang have a marriage relationship. It is not clear what it is. In the end, the 2 most powerful forces in the Xianling continent were established respectively after the end of the song. One of them, Qing Yuan explained slowly to Xiao Yang. Besides, the 3 valleys are Dan Valley, Nightmare Valley, and Astrology Valley. As the name suggests, the so-called Pill Valley is a piece of genius and treasure. It is rumored that the founder of Pill Valley found a treasure land that is extremely suitable for natural materials and treasures, so he founded Pill Valley. Although the strength of Pill Valley is not very strong, fortunately they have a strong. The alchemist has a lot of connections with many rare heaven and earth treasures. Nightmare Valley is a soul major, and is superb. Although his own strength is mediocre, he can use a soul attack to make people lose their minds for a short time and cause a fatal blow. Astrology Valley is one of the weakest among the 3 valleys, and it is the only one that can predict profits. Yu reading uses the power of the stars to fight or predict the future. The last 4 sects are the 4 sects with heritage. Poison Sect, Sword God Sect, Ming Sect, Solomon 4. Poison Sect, as the name suggests, is composed of people who use poison qi or cannot practice normal qi due to various reasons. Among them, the suzerain is a strong person with a poisonous body, because the suzerain had a great poison body at the beginning, and the empire sent troops to fight but was ruthless. Poisoning thousands of troops, out of desperation, the empire let them establish a poison sect, leaving the best place to stay for those who practice poison fighting and are looked down upon by others, and who are homeless and discriminated against. So the reputation of the sect master of the poison sect is a lot of responses in the sect. Although it is not popular, the poison sect has not done anything excessive after that, and the sect master poison is still there, so it has survived for a long time. Sword God Sect, as the name suggests, is to cultivate normal fighting spirit but use the sword as the main means of attack. We do not talk about the strength of fighting spirit here, it only depends on your perception and use of the sword, which is also what ordinary people call sword intent. Only swordsmen who are proficient in various weapons and equipment can win this honor, and only then can they climb to the pinnacle of divine sword. Mingjiao is most famous for its melee combat skills. It can hide its whereabouts to find the opportunity to attack the enemy, and after showing up, it has a powerful burst and instant control ability, giving the enemy a fatal blow. Therefore, the title of Mingjiao's Hidden Killer has been circulating. Solomon claims to be a place that accommodates all strange people and magic, but it is also the most mysterious sect, because this sect is very low-key, and there are few good or bad rumors. Qing Yuan briefly introduced the power distribution of the Xianling continent. Like a little girl who had done a good deed and hoped to be praised, she looked at Xiao Yan with anticipation, like a child who expected to be praised. Knowing that you are amazing, let's go to the city. He also took Qing Yuan's little hand and walked towards the city gate, but he didn't notice a trace of crimson on Qing Yuan's face, and he didn't know what Qing Yuan was thinking. You two, stop. Routine inspection, take down the bamboo hat. Several sturdy men stood at the gate of Qingcheng and said to Xiao Yang. Okay, it's not them, let's go. The checkpoints set up at the door are extremely strict to check the passing pedestrians, as if they are looking for something. Hey, what a hell. Ever since the Mu family was destroyed, the city has been banned. I don't know what's going on. It seems like I'm looking for a killer. Who knows, since the murderer dared to destroy the Mu family, he must have something to rely on. You should be careful when you go out. I heard that the murderer is still in the city. It's true or false? Xiao Yang and Qing Yuan had just walked into the city when he heard other people's whispers. Qing Yuan, do you know why the Mu family was destroyed like this? Xiao Yang asked curiously. I'm not too sure. I remember that the owner of the family got something so. Qing Yuan was a little sad when he said that, although the Mu family didn't treat him well, but after all, they took in the kindness of raising him, and said Mu family. It's still a bit sad that the house was destroyed. Every man is innocent, but he is guilty. Xiao Yang immediately spoke to comfort Qing Yuan, and then dragged Qing Yuan towards the pharmacy. Xiao Yang just wanted to go to the inn, only to realize that he was penniless, and he couldn't even talk to Qing Yuan, so he asked, Qing Yuan, let's go to auction some medicinal herbs first. I just need to buy some medicinal materials. When Qing Yuan heard this, he could not help but envy Xiao Yang and walked towards the auction. The three characters of Juba Ouyuan stand on a tall plaque which looks very imposing. Juba Ouyuan is the largest auction house for medicinal pills and medicinal materials in Qingcheng. Xiao Yang took Qing Yuan, and in order to prevent being recognized, they put on a cloak that covered their entire bodies and walked in. As soon as he walked in, he smelled a refreshing scent. This scent was familiar to Xiao Yang. What do you two need? A seemingly shrewd man approached Xiao Yang with a smile and asked. Although many people came to auction items, and they wanted to buy medicinal pills, they all showed their true colors, but it was inevitable that some people like Xiao Yang would appear. Hello, I need to auction the medicinal herbs, and by the way, I also asked to buy some rare medicinal materials, I just don't know if you have them here. Xiao Yang deliberately lowered his voice and said. What grade of medicinal herbs are you going to auction off, sir? As for the medicinal materials, don't worry, sir, I have everything in Juba Ouyuan. With his shrewdness, how could he not be able to see what Xiao Yang was thinking, so he hurriedly said something to comfort him. I don't know what grade of medicinal herbs you need to auction off, sir. The man asked Xiao Yang after carefully looking at it. 9th order golden pill. What? What's the matter? Is my auction rank too low? Sir? No, the distinguished guests please come, I'll call our head, please wait. The two talked. The 9th order golden pill, the man was obviously shocked. You must know that although the Do-Di continent has much more spiritual energy than the Do-Chi continent, and the strength can be improved through the power of blood and medicinal pills, the alchemist has to step up step by step. Yes, there are no shortcuts at all, so the rarity of alchemists is no less than that in Do-Chi continent. It's no wonder that the man who received Xiao Yang and the others was so shocked, because the most he usually receives is around the 6th rank, and the 9th rank is really. Hello, sir, in Xia Qinghe, the CEO of Yuan is also a first-rank emperor alchemist. Sir, is he going to auction the 9th order golden elixir? A thin middle-aged man named Qinghe came out. This is the 9th grade Jindan and some healing medicines that I want to auction. In addition, these are the medicinal materials I need this time. I hope the CEO can help look at it. Xiao Yang was also polite to Zhong He. Zhong He took over a dozen bottles of grade 9 golden elixir and a note with many medicinal herbs that Xiao Yang passed over from the sky, and his heart was slightly shocked, sending things through the air. Do-Di? Qing He had some plans in his heart. Sir, wait for a while at this moment, and come when you go. After saying that, Qing He clasped his fist at Xiao Yang and wanted to leave. Executive Qing, wait a minute, to be honest, I was in a hurry to get out, and I didn't have time to bring the money, so I wanted to sell the medicinal pills as soon as possible in exchange for the medicinal materials I needed. Xiao Yang said to Qing He. Qing He heard, Sir, do you really want to do this? Originally, I planned to advertise to Mr. that the price would rise significantly. In this case, I will arrange the fastest auction. By the way, I will go to the warehouse to get medicine for Mr., and I will come when I go. Said and walked out in a hurry. Xiao Yang watched Qing He go out, and walked in. A girl with a delicate face and a hot body, cautious and a little scared, came in with a good tea, apparently ordered to serve Xiao Yang on purpose. Xiao Yang saw he was not in a hurry, because Xiao Yang also knew that these things would take some time, and immediately sat down and drank the tea that the girls handed over, and Qing Yuan, who was beside him, followed Xiao Yang in a similar manner. The girl looked at Xiao Yang in front of her and seemed to have nothing wrong with her, and then took a breath. She had been instructed to serve this big man before, so even if you have any special requirements, you should try your best to meet them, otherwise. Fortunately, the big man in front of him was not that kind of person. Xiao Yang took a careful look at the room of the treasure source, and found that the structure here is simple, but there is an invisible pressure that he doesn't know what it is. That should be the formation. I didn't expect that there is still protection here. The Golden Dragon King said suddenly. Ever since Xiao Yang accepted to take Qing Yuan with him, the Golden Dragon King said that some of the medicinal herbs disappeared. He didn't say anything until today. Xiao Yang thought, what happened to the Golden Dragon King? Master, what happened to Qing Yuan? Why don't you let me take her like this? Xiao Yang replied in his heart. Where is all this nonsense? Are the medicinal materials in hand? You will know when the time comes. You don't know how lucky you are. Now you are still complaining here, and you will thank me in a few days. The Golden Dragon King was obviously played a riddle with Xiao Yang. Sir, if the medicinal herbs you have left behind are auctioned for a total of 5 million, and then deduct 1.5 million and 10% of the handling fee for the medicinal herbs on the note of Mr. All 3 million are already on this card, so you can take this kind of thing. Qing He also did not dare to neglect Xiao Yang and took out 10 bottles of 9th grade gold elixir from Xiao Yang. A non-ordinary pharmacist can refine it, at least the person in front of him is on an equal footing with himself. Immediately, he handed over a tiger-patterned crystal card and an intermediate-level navy ring. The tiger-patterned crystal card can only be used by the strong above Do-Di. Could it be that the man in black in front of him is actually a Do-Di? Moreover, he is also a Do-Di who can refine a 9th grade Jindan at the lowest level. This dual identity cannot help but awe inspiring. Since there is nothing to do, then I would like to thank the Big Deacon and say goodbye. Xiao Yan took the things in his hand and prepared to leave Yuan. Sir, wait a minute, I'm sorry for taking the liberty. Recently, the Mu family's affairs are full of storms in the city, and the city is under martial law. You should be careful. I heard that the murderer specially killed the pharmacist. He also said to Xiao Yang, such a high-level pharmacist, even if he can't, it is also a good thing to win him over and make him feel good about Yuan. Thank you, Deacon, for reminding me, I'm leaving. Xiao Yang clasped his fists towards He and said, Master, what is this person's identity? How can he come up with so many 9th-grade golden pills, and what does he want to buy so many high-end medicinal herbs for? The man just now asked He respectfully. I don't know what his identity is, but his identity and strength as a pharmacist is real, and he may be on the same rank as me or even higher. Because the soul fluctuations faintly emanating from him are very strong, and I don't want to buy such medicinal materials. It is clear what it is for, but you should not inquire about people of this level, just do your job well. He said slowly. This video will end here.